Welcome to the news. First, let's take a look at the headlines. Meghalaya government grants final approval for coal mining operations. Meghalaya cabinet approves key policy decisions on self-help group empowerment, welfare and finance. Two-member committee on Nehru issue has submitted report to Education Ministry, says Chief Secretary D.P. Walang. And several candidates contesting for MDC election file nomination in Shillong, Southwest Khasi Hills and Rebhoy today. The news in detail. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma has announced that the final approval for coal mining in Meghalaya has been granted, allowing 3 designated miners to commence operations at their discretion. A comprehensive standard operating procedure SOP was developed exclusively for Meghalaya, requiring approvals from multiple central ministries, state government and departments and regulatory agencies, estimated to be around 20 to 30 in total.
Whatever has been approved and whatever will be implemented will be scientific, number one, will be with the approval and stamp of central agencies and Government of India, and therefore it's going to be as per the norms.
The Meghalaya Cabinet has approved several key initiatives aimed at strengthening financial access for self-help groups, improving governance and streamlining administrative processes. One of the major decisions includes the establishment of the Kongpla Tingka Cooperative Society, a state-level credit cooperative society designed to enhance financial opportunities for SHG women. Additionally, an amendment to the Meghalaya Contingency Fund Ordinance 2025 was passed, increasing the fund corpus to 1,000 crore to address additional and unforeseen expenditures. An amendment to the Meghalaya GST Act 2017 to enable simultaneous notifications for uniform implementation of revised provisions as mandated by the GST Council and Government of India.
We have decided today in the cabinet to open up a cooperative society, an Apex Cooperative Society of the women's self-help groups for financial services. What this does basically is to allow more access of funds through, again, a cooperative model at the top and apex level, where all the SHGs will be free to join this.
Meghalaya Chief Secretary Donald P. Walang today informed that the report of the 2-member committee has already been submitted to the ministry. The state government, however, has no idea about the content of the report since it was not shared with the former. The state government recently had a meeting with senior officials of the Education Ministry. Walang further said that the report is being scrutinized in the ministry level. They will decide what's needed to be shared with the state government, and thereafter the state government will take a call.
Privy to the report till now, and we don't know what is the content of the report, but it has been submitted to the ministry. I had a meeting with the Secretary of Higher Education. I had a meeting with the Additional Secretary who's in charge of the central universities also. We have had a long, fruitful discussion. The report is being scrutinized at the ministry level. They will sift out what needs to be shared with us, and thereafter then we'll take it forward from there.
Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma yesterday asserted that the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code, or the UCC, is neither practical nor suitable for India, considering the country's rich cultural and tribal diversity. He clarified that UCC as a general concept and as a specific bill or act should not be conflated.
A uniform civil code as a concept of making sure that everything becomes uniform is not possible in India, because again there are tribal communities, there are different kind of communities, indigenous communities who have their practices, and it may not align with the government, with the other communities, and the uniformity that maybe some people would want. So therefore, that concept to impose it on every aspect of life and every community and everything uniform may not be possible.
Meanwhile, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma has termed the recent fossil theft incident as sad and unfortunate, emphasizing the challenges faced by the government in securing the site due to land ownership complexities. Sangma assured that an FIR has been registered and an investigation is underway. It may be mentioned that a rare fossil estimated to be 35 to 40 million years old that was unearthed last year in Meghalaya's South Garo Hills was reported stolen.
Situation, as I said, we had challenges because in the initial stage, because that area, the Akhang and the land in Nokmas, it's under them and inquiry is being done. Let's hope that we're able to retrieve some, and even now we will continue the process of geological survey still going, because I feel that we should not just stop here.
A total of 17 candidates from different political parties, including independent candidates, filed their nominations today. 4 independent candidates, 4 Congress candidates, 4 UDP candidates, 3 NPP candidates, and 1 each VPP and HSPDP candidates came forward to file their nominations in Shillong today.
But kita ni jing kermen hainga sa kibri gela sang masusu ke jing sosiet ru pala kham duna te suki imat nga kibri gela dang khlan jing mun berkhat pala kham khlan te kadang jing kermen bagi kwa ai temo ban omon le tre kam kham nia kita ha dis konsil
kadai kata bang kadis konsil kadon lakabor ngidon bak badis konsil ngidang don giyo snong giyo hima bat giyo siep banjin dalam dan ki an ni mata minum lan ngidang don kam pada komopi ongopi ba ngin pan skam su tiki ai
kebalong haduk mentah mene kadang yo ajki taki ba bayi juga berperang di konstitusi mara kermen maron biang mana penting ni kam taksin kebasan kajing confident juga kalau nak jingit bagi yo naki nongjiet bayi juga pokok konstitusi berkuai.
3 candidates from the National People's Party and 1 independent candidate officially filed their nomination papers today for the upcoming MDC elections to the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council in Rebhoi District. The NPP candidates include Sosthenes Soton from Jirang constituency, Magdalene Maulong from Umsning constituency and Rona Kimdet from Nongpo constituency. Independent candidate George B. Lingdo representing the Umroi constituency also submitted his papers.
Tentang konsensi lejong, kijing air kibubun, mengkumno hakabede bagi ang kikanun kibalong naduk kipor belaseng ke council pantam ke trading license, ke labor license, ilai berkumno kita ya kayok kami jam pantam ya bede berkonsumsi lejong, pantam ya bede bagi jimdon kibubun ba ki office terkam sarkar jong sarkar India kerpang bantuwi pat no ki nong sengkam sengjam kebedon hapok konsumsi lejong. Ini kalau kita bahaya ki nong senong jong konsumsi.
Nak leh juga kumukotong hakan election MDC andal tep ya ka jingnyau buat ka phangi bakmat kalomban ini awan penklan agede bagi dorbasnong ini awan klan agede bagi jingede yema ini awan peniklan agede bagi kumno ka jing kunsa penne ya ki sensar bat kunjuru agede bagi kumno ban ini awan thawi kila jingeda ke kerpang ke ba mengikum kiret pai idon hageneka jela kejungi lagu benta garapha terpang ba layo.
Meanwhile, 5 candidates from the United Democratic Party also filed their nomination papers today in Rebhoi District. The UDP candidates included Eddie G. Karbani from Umsning, Lee Bare from Jirang, James Silyang from Mauhati, Balajit Rani from Nongpo and Napi Shisha Marwin from Umroi. Speaking to the media, the candidates expressed confidence in their prospects for the election.
Hakini kita beralih kipat bak bun kimat kecing
Hakani katem kita kipat bak kijit yang kam kepongsan kamar ke pengjuang. Abang i cek beliau kepongsan te tadi ga dis konsil. Abang insya Allah dis konsil kumnu bante lakam ya kata ya kita ki riti dustur kejungi. Kumnu bante lakam ya kata ka bangintip dia kata ka identity jongi
Kajing ya mi biang jonga sai sen kadau kolong ba hakini kitem ki balik ki ba bun ki mat ki jing e la ki de hakinu kinu ki banta le ki kam jaka puta le ki de hakinu kinu ki liang re bun na liang ga de bat kini ki balik kini ki andisi balik kim sem na don kanu kanu ka jing ba kli nantai ki ba mat ka aro ka de ka wei ka jing mi biang ka jonga kolong na ka banta ka safety jong ki ba hi kham tam jong ka bri no trap ki bra hoi ha be de bat kini ki khandau siapa ha be de bakarti ka dusur ba ha be de ba sin syar khadar
Akane kadem ke baladep, akabakum ke UDP ke yok banyalam, ya ke isi hapo district council, kum ke jaj benriu, nyala ban penurlong ya kimat ke bakongsan akabaide bak kendau ke siap, keriti ke dustur, ke sensyar khadar tenrai ke bangidan, hapo jong ke hasil autonomous district council. Bat ngi kmilenti ba ki pajba anong song snong, jong ke ribhoi district bat jong ke khasi hi barok away, ngi kermen scam bakin ai ke jingkersan halor kini kimat ki bakum ke parti nilala man pendep.
National People's Party candidate from Langren constituency, Mandilost Nongbri, today filed his nomination papers for the MDC election to the KHADC to be held in next month. The NPP candidate is hopeful of a victory, especially with the joining of all the leaders of five-time MLA MM Dango. Similarly, two candidates of the UDP, Jeslan Roy Nongset from Maukerwat constituency and Pius Marwin from Langren constituency, also filed their nomination papers today.
Tahi aba ngapai sya ka konstituensi Kajungi midang Sadin Hashibun Kiliang akaroy kapa haki benta baro midang Sadin tekalong ba ludang apoy sya tong ngan tresh tom pan urlong yakini jingdon kam ba kipai ba kum kadong kakhan kidon kam yaka jingyarap na kabor sorka yaki yakaroy kapa para ka bakentiu yaki wikiwi tiba midang sa kejituna konstituensi Kajungi
Kajing kerman lele kumbang ina ong kumbang dan kerman ispa kay kabang ong ta ngai iskap kinong ilam kinong kersyar kiai tor nakat ha kenika election ke pemerintah but ngai iru bana kalian kinong kersyar ro bagi iskap jumut idon ta kajing kerman ba info besar ketong.
And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was recorded at 11 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature was recorded at 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 38%. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature was recorded at 6.6 degrees Celsius, the maximum temperature was recorded at 17.8 degrees Celsius, and the relative humidity is 47%. Meanwhile, in July, the minimum temperature was recorded at 6 degrees Celsius, the maximum temperature was recorded at 18 degrees Celsius, and the relative humidity is 52%. And the forecast in Tura and Jowai indicates that dry weather is likely at most places, whereas for Shillong, light rain and shallow to moderate fog is likely to occur at isolated places. Before we end the news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Meghalaya government grants final approval for coal mining operations. Meghalaya cabinet approves key policy decisions on self-help group empowerment, welfare and finance. Two-member committee on Nehu issue has submitted report to Education Ministry, says Chief Secretary DP Watlang. And several candidates contesting for MDC election file nomination in Shillong, Southwest Khasi Hills and Ribhoi today. With that, we've come to the end of today's edition of the news. Until we meet again, good night.